So hello again. In the last video, what I had talked about with you was kind of how to find piano chords and how to find them really kind of in the key of C. I started off with the circle of fifths. So you've seen that. If you didn't see the circle of fifths or didn't see the last video, you might want to check that out. But what I'm going to show you right here is the circle of fifths, okay? And I'm going to teach you a little bit more about the circle of fifths here in this video. So one of the things I'm going to show you right now is that there is an order of sharps. Okay, so if you see in this picture, it says order of sharps, order of flats, and then you see this. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is whenever you're working on music, okay, there is an order in which these sharps and flats come. So they always come in this order, F, C, G, D, A, E, B, and that's the order they come in when they're sharps. And then they just go backwards. It's literally the same patterns, just backwards, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Okay, so order of sharps, order of flats, all right? And the thing is whenever you're adding numbers to this, so if you're looking at the circle of fifths right now, what you're going to see is you're going to see C, which has 0 sharps or flats. And right now we're going to go into the key of G. And what's going to happen is you see how it has 1 sharp. Okay, so if I was going to add a sharp, I'm going to add F because it's my first one. I can't add anything else. It always has to start on F. Okay? If I'm going to go to D and I'm going to add a sharp, I'm going to add 2 of them, F and C. In that order, it will always be F then C. Okay, and so on, F, C, G, F, C, G, D, F, C, G, D, A. So for example, if you see B here, which has 5 sharps, those 5 sharps in order are going to be F, C, G, D, A. Okay, and it's going to work that way every single time. Vice versa, if I go to the flats, if I start on F, my first flat will always be B. If I go to B flat, which is why it's called B flat, because, well, B would be flat already, B flat, E flat. If I go to A flat, B flat, E flat, A flat. So it's always going to go in that order. Okay, so that's how the circle of fifths is working. You kind of have to understand the order of the sharps and the order of the flats for it to make any sense. So if you were to see this and you're like, okay, how many sharps are in G? Your answer would be there's 1 and it's F. Okay, now let me show you how that works out or how it plays out in a key. Okay, so you've seen this paper before because I showed it to you in the last video. What you're going to see here is the key of C and these whole and half steps, which I talked about, and these Roman numerals, which are telling you what kind of chords they are based on the triads that you're going to build. A triad is a 3-note chord, and when you're building chords in basic regular music and on a piano, triads are the place to start. And then really basically what that means is 3 notes, and really for you it probably means every other note on the piano. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you notice, now I'm in the key of G. The difference between the key of C and the key of G is one thing. It is this F sharp. Okay, that F sharp is what changes the intervals and what makes now G, A, B, C, D, E, and F formulate into the whole half, whole half. And now it makes G sound like it is the chord that everything wants to end up on. Okay, so all I'm going to do that's different about the key of G is if I'm playing in G, I'm going to start on G. And what I'm going to do is change my F to an F sharp. That's literally it. And it's going to change the sound. So no more Fs. Once I get into the key of G, I can't play regular F anymore. It always has to be F sharp. On the piano, that is translated as, so you can kind of see here. Let me go over here a little bit more. Or up here maybe. No, I'm going the wrong way. Let's do this a little bit more like this. Anyway, it is a black key is what it is. So this was F. Now you're playing F sharp. Or if we're over here, this is F sharp, this was F. So what you're going to do is you're going to start on G. Okay, and then what you're going to do is go up. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. And now if you notice, instead of it being C, it wants to resolve to a G. Right? Now, let's say I played an F sharp, but I started on a C. See how it doesn't really... It doesn't sound like it wanted to resolve to C anymore. It wanted to end on G. It's because that F sharp changed the intervals. Okay, so when you are working in a different key, like if you're working in the key of G, now you want to change by thinking of everything in a different way. So you're going to start thinking from, if you're in the key of G, every F is going to be an F sharp. And you'll see this also when you're reading music. They have these things called key signatures up in the corner. And those key signatures that are up in the corner actually tell you the number of sharps and flats and what they are. But right now we're just kind of building chords. So I want you to understand what this is more than or just beyond seeing a key signature. Okay, so right now if you're playing G, you have these 7 notes, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, now also let's say we went to a flat key, which was the key of F. If you notice it has 1 flat, that flat is going to be B flat. Okay, so same exact concept, only the difference is I'm going to change this B to a B flat. So now I'm going to play F. Here it goes. So F, A, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. And I'm off the camera, so I apologize for that. So here we go again. F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. Okay, so there's my F. Now, if you're forming chords, same exact concept, only the only thing that you do when you're in a different key is you find out which the flats and sharps are. Okay, and remember they're always in an order. Then what you're going to do is you're going to find the chords. So like in this particular case, we're going to say we're in the key of G. Okay, so I'm going to go to a G. I'm going to take my 5 fingers. I'm going to drop them down, play them. Basically play a pentachord is what it's called. Which only basically just means 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But then what I'm going to do is, in my right hand, I'm going to get rid of my pointer and my ring finger and leave G, D, and, or G, B, and D. There's my G. In my left hand right now, the best sound in the bass is that resolution of 1 and 5, or that harmony of 1 and 5 on the low end. They don't cross into each other. When you get to lower frequencies, the waves are bigger, so what ends up happening is if you play notes really close together, they really don't cross well. So it works better to make your chords cleaner when you get into the lower register to spread out your notes more because of the size of those waves. So what's going to happen is you're going to do this exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and so what you got is G and D. And in this hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G, B, D. There's your G chord. Now, just so you can see what it's going to look like with a chord that has the F sharp in it, okay, we're going to go to a D. Okay, and I'm going to do a D in the key of C first so you can see it, but then I'm going to move to G. So in the key of C, remember there are no flats and there are no sharps. So here is a D minor. Okay, it's a D minor because of the way the intervals are sitting. And if you see it in the key of C, you're going to notice that it is a 2, which is a minor. Okay, but in the key of G, it is a 5, capital Roman numeral, which is a major. I don't know if you will understand that yet, but the more videos you watch, the more it will make sense. Okay, so right now what we're going to do is talk about a D minor. So I'm going to start with these 5. Okay, I'm going to do my method. Now I got those 3. Now I'm over here in my left hand. Same thing, 5, but I'm going to get rid of the middle 3, and I'm going to have left a DA, and in my right hand, DFA. There's my D minor. Now, if I wanted to do this as a major, in the key of G, where I have an F sharp instead of an F, it's going to look like this and sound like this. Okay, so let me show you. Same thing, 5 notes in a row, only I'm going to replace the F with an F sharp. F with an F sharp. So here it goes. There's my pentachord, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the pointer in the ring and leave D, F sharp, and A. And then my left hand, same thing, get rid of the 3 middle, D and A. There's your D chord. Here's your G, or your G. Here's your D. Here's your C. G. D. G. So hopefully that helps in terms of formulating your chords. We are going to talk more about how to do that and how to play a little bit of rhythm here in the next video. So hopefully this is helping. I know this is a lot of information in a very short period of time, but it should at least help you to sort it out if you want to go back through the video and just kind of listen to what I'm saying, because I'm putting a lot of information in a very short period of time. So good luck.